Alright everybody, we're back to Brotato. And we are doing the Gladiator build today. So what the Gladiator does, actually I might be able to pause right after this wave and show you. So the Gladiator is all about different weapons for attack speed. So obviously the more different weapons we get, the better our attack speed will be. I'm also using something called the Ethereal Axe right now. We'll do dodge. That's not bad. Which one do I want? I'll save that. That's also not bad. I think I'll do these two for now. Alright. Oh yeah, let me, here we go. So 20% attack speed for every different weapon you have, plus 5 melee damage. So we're also going to be doing melee. 40%, minus 40% attack speed, because we'll also be making so much of that up. And then we don't have a lot of luck, which means we will not be getting, obviously, well, criticals or great weapon reshuffle. Sorry, I'm trying to play around with the volume here. Here we go, that sounds good. Alright, so we just got some axes, because the axes, what they do is if we kill enough creatures with one of them, we'll get a damage boost, as you can just see there based on the muscle. And we're gonna really be relying on that for some. Oh, I gotta get a new mouse. My mouse does this weird thing where, like, sometimes I'll click it once and it double taps for me. So I have no idea what I just bought. So that's the Gladiator. We will eventually be getting new weapons, but I really want to try to farm with these axes until I get a decent amount of bonus damage. And then once that happens, we can probably start looking into some different weapons. But right now, as you can see, it's got such a big cleave radius that we really don't have to worry too terribly much about the getting a different weapon right away, because yeah, we can just knock out a whole bunch of people at once. We're gonna try to get for. Oh, we're not gonna get a blue one. What am I doing? Plus 2 melee. We'll do dodge. We'll get the 12 dodge already. We'll probably pick this up. I don't want to get a third one. That will get a little excessive. That's always. No, we don't want to do the turrets yet. Actually, we'll save it, but we don't want to do it yet because we, like I said, we really want to build up the damage with these axes. And then once we get off of these, we just want to keep all the bonus damage from them. So we definitely just want to be rocking these for quite a while, to be honest. So with that being said, yes, without further ado, there's not much else to talk. You've seen these creatures before. Ooh, gosh. Today we're going to talk about memory. Memory is very interesting in the human psychology, and we're going to talk about why memory is so important and a lot of misconceptions that can happen with memory. It won't be the whole video, but, you know, this game doesn't take a lot of brain power in the beginning, so we can afford to talk about other stuff. Dodge, yeah, we like dodge. 20% range isn't bad. So as you can see, we've gotten 4% damage from that one, 3% that. So we've gotten an extra 7% damage without ever picking anything up. I might pick up a third one. It's only 32. I tell you what, I'll pick up one more just to make sure I definitely have enough damage. So let's just talk about the bare basics of memory. When we do memory, the stages of memory, when you first heard something, there's encoding, storage, and retrieval. So encoding is obviously how you heard it and like if you practice it for not. For example, in school, encoding is just doing your math homework over and over and over and over again, right? You're encoding, you're listening, you're practicing. So that then goes into your storage. Your storage is where you will temporarily keep it. We have short-term storage, we have long-term storage. Obviously, the definitions of those are pretty simple. Long-term versus short-term. One's much better within 24, 72 hours, 1 hour, whatever you want to call it. And the other is obviously good for potentially a lifetime. And then we get to what we call retrieval. Do I want to do armor? I have -2 armor. Let's get some armor. Harvesting may not be bad. Let's re-roll. Ooh, max HP, we're 3 armor. Let's do max HP. Trees die in 1 hit. We'll do that. That's a different weapon. 20% chance. No, we don't want that quite yet. We don't want that quite yet. 2%, 5. We'll maybe save that for now. Okay. So yes, then we get the retrieval. Obviously, retrieval is how well can you pull it out on the spot, right? Because there's a lot of memories and facts you have well buried into your brain that you're not even really aware about until someone mentions it one day. You go, oh yeah, I guess I do remember that. I guess I do know that. It's just when you have to do retrieval, and if it's not something you work on a lot, you have to do something sometimes called priming. What priming means is like, you know, like people give examples where they'll give the first letter and you're like, oh, that's right, now you can walk back, right? It's not that you forgot it. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, I just, you know, I needed a little additional help because I don't use that a lot. Or maybe on that day you're just having an off day. You just need a little extra, quote unquote, priming or framing to get you there. Ooh, spawns. That shoots piercing bullets. We'll do that. We'll get a better axe. Sure. Eventually I do need to get off these ethereal axes so you can really see the Gladiator in full effect. But right now, with the being such simple enemies, we want to keep collecting damage boosts. Because then when we go to mass attack speed, we will have the requisite damage. But man, that turret's really messing stuff up. Well, might actually regret buying that. I really want to get these axes to get my plus damages. So I'll kind of try to get all the enemies away from it. So you can see right there's, yeah, see there's plus 2% more damage. So essentially if I can get about plus 2, plus 3% damage per every wave, that's going to get really strong really quick. So that's plus 3% damage this wave, plus 4% damage this wave already. So I do have to be a little careful. I'm getting wrecked. I don't have a lot of HP regen. Yeah, oh, he ran into me, another tracker. Those guys usually run away? That's really odd. Wow. Yeah, those guys usually run away. That's why I was kind of just sitting on him, because I thought he would run. He just ran into me. So, wow, that was embarrassing. I have gotten better at this game. I actually beat... Wow, okay. I said I've gotten better at this game. And here I am getting utterly wrecked. Melee gets a little weird in the beginning, because, like, I try to get really greedy, and I guess that's not always the way to do it, huh? We don't want to spawn the turret. Let's try this again. Yeah, that's embarrassing. I should not have died at that low of level. But oh well, here we are. I guess I'll be less greedy. I guess I was really trying to go for the farm there. Because, trust me, once you get all the different weapons, which you'll see me get at the end, this guy does get really disgusting. I mean, he just mows through enemies. So let's just not get extremely greedy. Let's just play it straight shooter here. We'll try that. Ranged is half on melee weapons, but it will definitely help me not have to be right up on people. So we'll maybe pick up a ranged upgrade or two, just especially when there's no negatives to it. I mean, we might as well, right? This game has like a lot of trade-offs. Obviously, it's like armor for speed, or HP for lack of armor. I don't know. I keep saying lack of armor, but or it's armor but you don't move, or you don't crit, or you don't harvest. And harvest is obviously very important for money, and that is the only way we're going to get better. Alright, range. Now we're in, I might do dodge. HP regen, I got 15 dodge. I'm going to try to get some HP regen this time around. Plus 6, say that's really good. We want to keep that. We'll pick up these two? Yeah, we'll pick up these two. Might have bought too many of these axes. I think we'll stop with the weapons right here, because we don't want to spread out the kills on these too much, because like I said, each weapon has to get a certain amount of kills. So the more of these axes we get, now thankfully these waves are obviously spawning a lot of enemies, so going aggressive like this might have been the right call for now. Alright, we should see a +1 damage here soon. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, now that we're kind of back in the swing of things, let's talk about the psychology again. So, first off, we need to talk about your friends who say they have photographic memories, because they are filled with a bunch of crap. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, has a photographic memory. At best, what they mean is they are obviously very good at memory, which is a big difference. Being good at memory and having a photographic memory are not even close to the same thing. And the way you can annoy your friend, essentially, is if they start boasting about their photographic memory out in public. You go, okay, pull up any website, which is a huge block of text, right? And depending where you're at as well, we can use our surrounding as an example as well. But pull up a huge block of text, and just ask, and just show them real quick, and be like, is the text big enough that you can read it? And if they say yes, you say cool. Literally, flash the phone away from them then, because obviously they saw the image and they said they could read it, and say, okay, just read a sentence to me. And then what they're immediately probably going to say is, I didn't have time to process it. And they just immediately admitted that they did not encode it. So essentially, by their admission of, I didn't have enough time to do what you asked, proves they literally do not have a photographic memory. We do not store memories like pictures in our brain. What we do, imagine them more of like, kind of like either a spider's web or a Lego block system. where we keep memories kind of scattered throughout our mind. We don't, like I said, we don't have a memory that we just pull a picture out of. Now, we will eventually get into, there are traumatic, and, well, not always traumatic, but there are certain memories that are very special to us as humans, personally, not just like generic human experience. But, like I said, we'll talk about a study where they took a traumatic experience and they asked people, and this is also very interesting. Okay, sorry, one thing at a time. So yes, your friend will say, I didn't have time to process it. And you'll say, well, if you have a photographic memory, you should be able to just visualize the photograph in your head and then tell me. And essentially, they're just going to be like, well, that's not how it works. No one can do that. And then essentially, like I said, no matter how much they fight, all they're going to do is essentially, in the end, they're going to prove your point. Yes, nobody can feasibly do that. There are a few people in the world who can remember, like, what appears to be almost everything. Those people in studies are a little hard to do because it's really hard to verify. The only, like, some people are like, oh, I remember that this NFL game was on blah 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 date and this guy was the quarterback and that was the play, and it's like, it can get like really hard because it's like, yes, you can like kind of look all that up, but at the same time it's like, it's very hard to verify if someone can remember everything in their life exactly, because even if they do, what happens if everyone around them doesn't remember correctly? Unless you literally have them like on a videotape somewhere that they could never have seen to learn the exact situation, it's really hard to verify if someone actually remembers everything in their life perfectly. They may have the capability of going super far back, more than the casual person, not going to disagree with that. But to actually remember everything that happens to you exactly is almost impossible. So just keep that in mind when someone says they have photographic memory. You can absolutely troll them. And here's the thing. If you're, let's just say you're out at a bar, right? And let's say they've ordered a drink and they scanned the shelf, or they like have a beer selection visible or something, you know, like whatever. You know they clearly looked at something for a while, not even like at the flash of that second, or like they felt like they got tricked. Ask them, hey, how about you just look down at your feet real quick? Just recite the liquors left to right up on the bar there. Because once again, with the photographic memory, they should be able to say, oh yeah, you know, let me just go to that photograph in my head of that experience. They're not going to be able to do it. You know why? Because they could probably have done it decently well if you would have asked them immediately after they were initially browsing. But once they get your drink and you start talking, you're on a different conversation. If you just randomly bring that up, they're so screwed. Because their short-term memory has bailed on whatever was up there. Because it's now no longer important to them. So they're just going to be absolutely screwed. Once again, they're going to get mad because they're going to say, well, I didn't... It's always going to come back to, I didn't have time, or that's such a random thing I didn't bother learning. You know what I mean? It's going to be some excuse, because there is no way to counter-argue if you say you can, I am, by the way, going to get different weapons now, because now we're going to see, like, you're about to see my attack speed, really. Like, you see how much, like, one weapon got my attack speed up? That's why, and I need to start doing it now. But, yeah, so I'll pick up a different weapon next time, because, yeah, now I need to worry about survival. I was going really extra greed that last time, but now we're going to get different weapons. I'm still going to keep a majority of these ethereal axes until I get the damage boost I want, and then we're going to go pretty much all attack speed and survivability. But in the meanwhile, we're definitely, yeah, I need it, yeah, 30 seconds, I need to play a little safer, just a little safer. Once I get my next unique weapon, we should be good. But yeah, still just a little slow. Oh my god. What's my HP regen? Apparently not fast enough. Oh my god. Yep. Just not quite fast enough. Ooh, okay. Alright, sorry, small skip in there. Luck or armor? We probably want armor. I'm getting wrecked. The 12% damage won't really be needed. And then let's try to get for 3 engineering, 2 elemental. Nah, 3%. Yeah, 3 HP regen. 1 armor, -2 speed. I don't want to move slower. 3. We're just going to pick up the spear. Not that it's that good, but it's just a different weapon. So we'll get some more attack speed. And that's all we really need right now. We just need more attack speed. So anyway, so we talked about photographic memory. We talked about how you retrieve memory. So yes. you retrieve memory like Lego blocks or web, and that's why sometimes remembering one thing can randomly, quote unquote randomly, remind you of, oh yeah, about that, because you don't really know how your brain connects things until you start remembering, right? So sometimes remembering one thing will remind you of something else. And it also largely depends on what your brain encodes in that immediate moment. So everyone, and this is why eyewitness testimony can be really kind of shoddy, because everyone remembers something different, because our mind will naturally gravitate towards something that either interests us or we perceive as a threat, maybe someone else won't. So for example, let's just say everyone witnessed someone getting robbed, and they say, what was the guy wearing? And for some reason, let's say I really like shoes. I'll go, oh, you know, he had a nice pair of Jordans or something. You know, like he had like a blue pair of something Jordans. I'm actually not a huge shoe person, so it's probably a bad thing to pick because I know nothing about shoes. However, the point is, I might really remember shoes. And when I start thinking about the guy's shoes, I go, oh yeah, because, you know, like I really wanted that pair when I was doing blah blah blah. Like I could go on this weird massive tangent that does not matter, but because to me personally that pair of shoes, we're gonna pick up a knife, get a little more attack speed. We're now at the point where we need to start boosting attack speed. But yeah, sorry, real quick, I'll get back to my story video. Now you're going to start to see this attack speed really come into play. I'm not going to buy attack speed ever, it's just going to be damage, lifesteal, and HP regen. Because trust me, when we get rid of these remaining 3 ethereal axes for some better stuff, we're going to be just mowing through the competition. I don't have lifesteal this time, so I'm going to have to get just a lot of HP and HP regen, which isn't always my favorite because that can be a little hard to do. We might be able to pick up a like an HP stealer thing, which will be nice because with the amount of attack speed and damage we'll have, we should be able to HP steal pretty well. But it's not necessarily needed. So that's kind of where the build's going. Right now, we're just gonna try to keep farming some damage. I don't think I have to quite drop the triple ethereal axe yet. We're keeping our HP pretty high. We have some decent attack speed. If I get some armor, more HP regen, we can afford to be more greedy. Might try to pick up some dodge though. Plus 40, take 1 damage now. We'll recycle that. 6 dodge, but that's 12% damage. Yeah, but we don't need that. Harvesting 11. Nah, we'll do the dodge. Spawn more trees, absolutely. -1 HP for consumables, sure, but we'll get more max HP. Screwdriver, a landmine spawns every 9 seconds, dealing. Here we go, another axe that's upgraded. We'll take that. We'll take the fighting sticks, alternate between thrusting and sweeping. We'll do that. We'll actually take off the knife just because that's a better weapon. Alright, so we won't have increase in attack speed, but we will have increase in damage. Alright, so yes, but everyone will remember something differently from a crime initially, and then after that, you will, if you potentially encode and store it wrong, you will then only ever retrieve it wrong. So that's why eyewitness testimony is actually really not that great, and that's why we don't really like to depend on eyewitness testimony as like the official got 'em, because we're not really good at encoding, especially in stressful scenarios. Our brain will go into fight or flight and try to remember things that we think will be beneficial to us, not necessarily in the court of law, which is obviously a man-made thing. So we don't even necessarily encode things correctly when we need to. So eyewitness testimony is actually rather crappy, and often eyewitness testimony gets shot apart, and a lot of people have been falsely accused of eyewitness testimony because people can say something that's plausible and maybe some form of it happened. However, it may not actually have been the truth, or it might be just off enough that someone shouldn't essentially go to jail for it. So that is something we do absolutely have to watch out for in the court of law, that we don't trust eyewitness testimony like it's, you know, like the smoking gun, you know, like it's nice to have some, because if, let's just say, someone did something and 10 people agree they saw you that night, it's like, oh, okay, well, now you got 10 people who say they saw you that night. Like, that's probably game over. But to rely on one person's memory alone, it's really bad, because it's like, well, who knows if they remember anything correctly. So relying on one person's memory alone, I would say it's not a valid defense or offense in the court of law, because it's just, we know so much about memory. We know we can implant fake memories. We know how we retrieve memories nowadays. that to simply rely on someone's quote-unquote memory as an all-sayer is just pretty much a death sentence, regardless of which way it's going, right? It could either help, it could hurt, you know, who knows. And also, this is another fun thing. This is a study about how memories can be affected via... Okay, so sorry, this is framing. So people can frame your memories, but not like that. We're gonna get move speed. 20 lock HP to elemental. Sorry, real quick. Let me just... Yes. Yeah. Primitive block. Nah, we're good. 20% range minus 2% lifesteal. I don't have any lifesteal, so that's a lock that in. Okay. Attack speed only minus 3 for 2 melee damage. What's my attack speed right now? 60? Yeah, sure. I got another 40 to gain. That's not bad. Yeah, we'll probably have to get rid of these weapons now. I believe my weapons hit hard enough, so we will get rid of one of the axes after this wave. We'll replace it with a unique weapon, hopefully, and then we'll be attacking even quicker. Hopefully I get like another % damage or 2 increase from here, and then we'll be good to go. I think we'll have enough melee damage. Our HP's at plus 25 regen. We have 63 HP in general, with maybe another level or 2. So we'll end probably around 70. So we're in a great spot. We're probably good to drop the weapons and just focus on survivability and damage from now on out. Okay, but so everybody watched a video of 2 cars smashing into each other. And the researchers came back, and they essentially asked the same question to everyone. They go, how hard, and this is where they changed it, did the cars smash, hit, collide into each other? People who were asked how hard did the cars hit each other reported a lower... Oh, that's really good. I don't know if I'm going to get a different weapon. Oh, shoot. I'm not going to get a different weapon, am I? Oh, I am not. Darn it. Those are all really good. Oh, shoot. Okay. I mean, I can go another wave without getting a different weapon, but those are some good upgrades I definitely want to pick up. Those will help me in the last couple of waves for sure. But people who are told how hard did the cars smash into each other, on average, statistically significantly said they hit harder. Now, everyone saw the same car accidents. Everyone relatively reported, you know, like similar hits for the same words. So it's really interesting that we all, as humans, said, if someone said, how hard did they smash into each other? You go, oh, the cars did smash into each other, didn't they? They were probably going 40 miles per hour, or let's just say 60 kilometers per hour. Now, if someone says, oh, you know, how hard did the cars hit each other? You're like, oh, yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. They were probably going like 30 miles per hour. That's what they found people doing. Same video. All they did was prime you with one word. One word. They managed to persuade and trick your memory and get an answer they want based on one word. So remember that next time when you're thinking of stuff. If someone asks you a question, you can maybe be like, hold on. I think they're like, but the problem is it's really tough to notice if they are trying to lead you, because it's like, it happens so subconsciously, you may not even be thinking about it. They're just saying, oh yeah, how hard did they smash? You go, oh, I don't know. You might actually have to stop and say, whoa, I wouldn't say the cars smashed into each other, you know, because like the verb implies something different, and if we don't really stop and question that to ourselves, be like, well, did they smash? Or was it just, you know, just like a small collision? So when people ask stuff, it's like, you know, I guess I'm trying to maybe like think of like children example. It's like, how hard did he hit you? Maybe they could say like, oh my gosh, how hard did he pummel you or something? You might be like, did he pummel me? It's like, I wouldn't say he pummeled me. It's like, you know, it was like a pretty light slap or a light punch, you know. Or how hard did he clock you? You know, like the word clock, it really, I would say, says like you got hit hard, right? Oh boy, I need to concentrate. I don't know if I got enough HP regen. I'll be looking for HP regen coming up here. I am getting more trees to spawn now, though, which should allow me. I don't know if I have enough dodge. I think I'm going to pick up dodge. I'm going to try to get a level here. There we go. Yeah, I probably need just like maybe 6 to 12 more % dodge. I think the damage is fine now. Oh, especially with that garden. Yeah, especially with that. Luck. Oh, man. Let's try to reroll. HP is always nice, and it's +9. Let's do the burning, the killing of the trees. I might pick up a knife just for that attack speed. Plus 20 luck, 6% dodge. Actually, I'll save that, but we'll definitely save. We'll recycle that. Now we'll get some more attack speed. I didn't want to pick up that plank yet, because I'm going to have, yeah, look at this. Bam, 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 bam. So, we should have enough attack speed now. Getting rid of that one, I mean, you can literally see just the sheer increase in speed when we do that swap stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, so just remember that. You can frame someone's memory based on the word you say or how you present things. So just remember that. If someone really wants to psychologically trick you, all they have to do is essentially change a word, and they can almost get you. Now, if you're aware of this, you can stop them. Because sometimes we might think that, and we go, oh no. And we'll do another video another day, obviously, about bad survey questions. Surveys don't necessarily frame people, but the way they present questions can lead to answers as well, which we call leading. But yeah, so we've talked about how you encode memory, how you bring it back. It's kind of like Lego blocks / like a web. Hence why it's really difficult. Minus 6% dodge. Oh, that's so good though. But I don't think I want to do that. I think we want the clover. Get the armor. Minus some. Yeah, we'll get the armor. Engineering. Yeah, we'll do that. Burn spreads to an additional. Not feeling it. 3% regen, maybe. We'll save that one. Alright, I need to get... Well, actually, I don't need to get rid of the Ethereal Axe unless something really pops up, because we have 6 unique different weapons now. So this is essentially, I guess, the height of our power now in terms of attack speed, which is... You're going to see, it's going to be probably more than adequate. All we need to do is get, like, probably 2 more upgraded weapons and just some survivability, and then we're done. The survivability should come from the amount of trees that are going to spawn and all the turrets. The turrets and the little, like, fruit farms over here, as you see those little things on the ground. The 74 HP should be more than enough. So we're pretty much at the point of survivability, actually. So let's look for dodge and save our money for disgusting weapons. So yeah, we'll look for dodge, armor, disgusting weapons. I don't think we need more HP. I think we're pretty good there. At this rate, if I lose 70 HP, it's just because I flat out messed up. There's no other way to say it. Like, it's just, I would have sucked. It's always nice to get a little dodge, though. As you can see, things get a little hectic. Explosion size, I don't have anything, but we'll cycle that for a bunch of money. We could go more attack speed. My lifesteal's that -4, so there's no point in luck. We don't need luck anymore. Range, nah, not really. So yeah, we'll just go attack speed. 96, what was that, 0.78, 0.77, range 316, 416, plus 2% speed, though. I might want that, because I'm going to be running around like a madman, so I'll tell you what, we'll actually do that. We might as well get a better axe. I mean, 7% damage. We'll do engineering. We don't need to quite do that. We don't need to reduce attack speed. Well, what, 2 melee damage actually? Oh, ooh, okay. Alright. What is this, wave 19? Okay, so next wave, I probably want to replace the joust and something else, right? I think I have 2 weapons that aren't high level. I think I'll be able to get away with it, though. I think I have such a % damage increases from all those ethereal axes in the beginning that we should be okay. As long as I keep moving, getting my trees killed and some turrets spawned, we'll be fine. But yep, so to finish this up, we talked about encoding, how we pull it, how to trick your memory. We don't have photographic memories. We talked about you can frame people's memories. I think that's mostly what I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh no, the last thing I wanted to talk about, and I'll talk about it at the end of this episode here, because I probably won't be able to talk about it in the very final level, and I also want you to show you guys the boss, because the last thing I showed on this channel was not the boss. I died literally on this wave. As you can see, we're doing much better. It's not like we unlocked more stuff, I just learned how to play the game better, which, you know, helps. Plus 2 melee damage, yep, we'll take it. We will actually take the dodge. Ooh, lightning shift. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. The ally would have been really cool. We won't do the hand, but we'll do the charcoal. The circular saw would have been amazing. Oh, well. Alright, we should have... I'll do one more reroll, see if I can't pick up. Nah, okay. Alright, so boss, boss, boss. Look at this guy. Boom, 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 boom. Well, actually, we're not doing... Yeah, we got enough damage. We're good. Alright, so there, I think there's 2 or 3 different style of bosses. Just gotta make sure this guy doesn't touch me. So he's gonna slowly be doing like a really elongated laser and also rushing me. So melee is actually really good with this guy because we just really dance between the first circle and the boss, and we'll we'll just be killing trees. We'll just be trying to make sure we have enough HP. 47. We're just gonna try to stay on him. Ow. Okay. Nope. 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 Just heal up a little bit. Heal up a little bit. Dodge that. Dodge that. Dodge that. Dodge that. No. 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 I do have 50 seconds. Alright. I think we'll be good to go back in there. Just dodge a couple of these. Come on, just get him, get him, get him, get him, get him. Alright, there we go. Holy cow. Alright, so that was Danger 1. I do have Danger 2 unlocked. To finish it up, let's just say something traumatic happens to you, and whatever you define traumatic is. So in the United States, when 9/11 happened, some psychologists took the opportunity, like in the next couple of days, they asked people if they wanted to interview, if they wanted to give their personal testimony about what they remember on that day. So they asked them what they encoded. Whether what they said was true or not was not what they wanted to do. What they wanted to do was see the decay of memory. Because in normal people, you forget 70% of what you learned yesterday within 24 hours. Also, that's why you usually forget people's names, because you forget 70% of information you remember somebody. So for the most part, you'll remember someone's face, what they wore, and what they do rather than their actual name, because names are something we made up, and remembering how people look and act is much more biologically significant to our survival than remembering someone's name. So if you say you're not great at remembering people's names, well, that's kind of why. We're not really biologically supposed to remember people's names, because what they look like, how they act is much more important. Anyways, getting back to the traumatic thing, you will remember traumatic experiences like almost infinitely more than just basic memories. So people, I think it was like 1, 5, and 10 years later, people still remembered 9 out of 10 key facts in their memory, which is phenomenal. Because like I said, in a regular memory, if you were to experience something just random, not traumatic, and the next day someone said, hey, at that soccer game, how much do you remember? You could get literally between 2 and 3 facts correct. But if something traumatic happened at that soccer game, you would probably get between 9 and 10 correct, which is absurd for our memory. So it's amazing on how fast we can encode, store, and retrieve traumatic or certain memories over others. Our brain obviously prioritizes certain things over others, and traumatic memories are something our brains clearly cherish because they think it's for survival. So if you remember something from your childhood that was traumatic, there's a very good chance you actually remember that with high detail, because your brain decided that random memory, or maybe not so random memory to you, is critically important for the rest of your life. So that's the last thing on memory. It's really bad until it's not. So with that being said, this was Brotato Gladiator. We have a whole bunch of other options. I might try the Lich first time. So the guys in white are the ones I have beaten on Danger 0. So I think I have only 4. No, that's sad. I only have 4. I need to try out the Mage. Who was I? There was, oh, Loud. Loud's kind of tough. I might try Loud a little later. I'll probably try it now, but not show it. Try it again. So Loud gets a bunch of damage and more enemies. It's a lot of fun. So I think what I have to do with Loud is just go massive attack speed and like lifesteal, because the amount of enemies eventually gets insane. Alrighty. Well, that was this lesson, the psych lesson. This video will be going up before I do another Darkest Dungeon, so if you are a Darkest Dungeon viewer and you clicked on this to see what's going on, I will be doing what I think the range damage and lifesteal. We'll get the Shredder. That's some, ooh, that. Okay, cool. I will be doing who I think the worst, well, it'll be like a community video. We'll be talking about who we think the worst character in Darkest Dungeon 2 is, and then we'll just obviously have a discussion about that. I will be doing it based off my tier list. I think for the most part, I didn't really have anyone horribly disagree with who I had in the bottom 4, so that's the Runaway Occultist, Grave Robber, Leper. There we go. I'll see it. Jeez, why can I not remember? So people for the most part said those were like pretty much an agreed upon locked in, that they're probably some of the worst characters in the game. If you think someone else is worse, absolutely let me know during the other video. I'd be really curious who you put in that category below them, as I think all the other characters in the game probably serve a better purpose. But everyone has a different view of Darkest Dungeon and how to play, so it's very possible that you actually think, let's say, the Vestal is one of the worst characters or something. Alright, thank you for watching so much. I hope you enjoy your day, and you learned a little bit of something today.